Gus, we're back.
Not Max again! Are you kidding? Bradshaw! He's had a good couple of minutes.
Gibby, what do you got for us?
You could let's be clear about this.
You lost to $2,000. Welcome back to Gus and Gawny, off the mid-season bye. We took a week. I don't think anyone noticed. Did anyone? Do you reckon anyone noticed? We took a week?
Socials blew up. I think people were understanding on the whole, but I don't think they knew that you didn't get your week off. There you go. There's
I
one
didn't
for
get
the,
a week off.
there's one for the group.
Did you get a week off?
3 days, which is nice.
What did you do?
Went to the rugby on Friday night. Hadn't been to Amy Park for a while, so thought I'd go there. Enjoyed it.
What was the Storm B?
Storm won against Broncos.
Yeah, that's a rivalry, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with rugby, but
Okay.
I enjoyed it.
And Stefan has decided to take a month rather than a week.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's hardworking. We see a lot of the stuff. You don't see because the camera faces this way, but behind the scenes, a lot goes on.
And it's very dangerous to do that.
Isn't it?
Because in comes Sam.
We know.
There's every chance Stefan doesn't get his job back.
Chin sniffing around. He's still the news hound's still
Yeah.
bitter that he was sort of voted out. So
Hence why I haven't utilised my Gus and Gawny long service leave yet.
He honestly asked me every day.
Yeah.
He said, how's Gibbo going? Is he still like delivering the news?
I mean, look, we've got schemes galore. Paternal leave, which you've exercised.
Yeah, what I've also said to Chin is Gibbo's, it's turned into like almost Gibbo's off the top of us for 10 minutes. It's rather than the news. And I don't think Chin's got 15 minutes in him, does he?
No.
He's only got the short, sharp 2-3 minutes.
If that.
We've got a good rhythm.
Yeah.
I feel like we're in a bit of a rhythm now. What is this, episode 57?
Yep.
So, I mean, the formula works.
It does. But I want to go off the top.
Sure.
I know you want to talk about my injury. Do you?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later. Friend of the podcast, first 3-time guest, won the Gold Logie. And I'm sure he's listening. What a shame we couldn't get him on today, because that would have been, we're literally the hangover day, aren't we? The day post.
Yeah, exactly.
Post
I
Logies.
don't know how that would go.
Well, we can't do 4-time guests. That's not a thing.
He is our break glass in case of emergency guest, but I'm sure the glass is unbreakable the day after Logies. He's still probably up and about. So good on you, Haim. Congratulations.
Gold Logie. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
You about to
Do
say
you know much about the Logies?
No, but I'd take one. It'd be
What
nice.
for?
I don't know, but it'd be nice
Do
to
you
have
reckon
one.
you're a chance with the what's your on-screen one you do?
The which?
The one where
Weebly.
you're on screen.
the Weebly?
Your on-screen one where you interview players. What's that called? Didn't you have a segment?
No.
You did.
Oh, just interviewing post-game?
Yeah. Wasn't it called something?
If that's worthy of a Logie, I'll take it.
Okay.
Can you get a gold Logie for? Because I saw that when that MC night you did
Yeah.
today, where you wore a turtleneck too.
Yeah,
so
my mate
looked
ran.
good.
Can you get a gold Logie for wearing a
Mate ran
turtleneck?
from Cairns to Melbourne.
Yeah.
Extraordinary. So hosted that.
Did you do it in a turtleneck, or that was just a you thing?
I'm a big turtleneck man. Jess doesn't let me wear one.
Okay, well, I'll get this one up. We'll let you decide if. At
Don't-
the very least, it should be on the
Don't share it to
Weebly.
the socials.
You should put the turtleneck on the Weebly because I think that's something that's worth advertising.
All right, we'll
Have you
chuck it
updated the Weebly recently?
on. After Gus
must
gave
have
me a bit
spoken
of a
When was that?
The
Couple
clicks
weeks
went
ago.
up a little bit.
Yeah,
It'd have been 0 for about a year.
check out the Weebly.
Quick recap of football.
Yeah, so we lost to Collingwood.
Yep.
Yep.
That's the recap.
Yep. What did you say to Ginnivan?
Great question.
Good question.
What did he say to you?
Well, I mean, a lot of it won't make the air.
Well, I mean, we cut it all anyway. Everyone knows that by now.
So there was a free kick at the Track gave away,
Yep.
and Track wasn't happy, and then he missed the shot, and then the siren went, and I just walked past and looked at him,
Yep.
and that's all I did. We didn't talk, and then I think he said something then. But then when I did my syndesmosis and I was hobbling off the ground, he decided to give me a few words then.
What did he say?
Well, I can't repeat it.
Well, I just said
Yeah, but don't say it now because I'd like this to say on air. But and then I went to the bench because I was running to the bench to follow him to keep yelling at him. And then I couldn't find him on the bench, and then I ended up locking eyes with Nick Maxwell and spraying him. So Nick, if you're listening,
apologies.
it wasn't meant for you. No, I was a bit grumpy. My back, my syndesmosis, the way we were going as a team, and it all sort of spiraled out of control just before halftime.
So, how much? I mean, are we allowed to delve into?
Yeah, we are. I've got a syndesmosis,
Okay,
which is the buzzword in football.
isn't it?
When someone used to roll their ankle in the 90s and not get them scanned, every second might have been a syndesmosis, and those blokes would just be cooking their ankle, thinking it was a normal ankle, wouldn't they?
We've come so far in
We've
25
come so
years.
far.
We've got
Good backdrop.
new backdrop.
For
So
those listening on the podcast.
our check,
Watching on the podcast.
our
I'm
check.
keen to know if anyone listening to the podcast and not watching the podcast noticed in this first segment because supposedly
It's
it's
an
good for the
audio
acoustics.
reflector.
Yeah.
Oh wow! It's like
less echo.
Yeah, right,
Keeps
is
the
it?
sound in. I'm not sold, but
It looks good. I
looks
tell you
good.
what, it
I just
looks
had to
good.
pick one up. Just fell off, but
What's our budget looking at?
this was $80.
They feel
Yeah.
cheap.
So-
I have to say they don't feel particularly
Don't
robust.
say- It's probably a sponsor.
It's not, but
It's not a sponsor.
No.
Oh, they do look cheap.
They look cheap.
that's Stefan's parting legacy.
Oh, he'll come back.
Happy
So
with that injury report?
how long are you going to be?
Oh, yeah, I didn't say that.
So what do you reckon? Gut feel?
Well, I mean, I don't like missing training, let alone games, so I'll be trying to play Adelaide.
There you go. That's the gut feel.
They'll sit down on their table. But, I mean, I could miss Geelong. Who knows? I'm still in a boot, if you didn't realise.
Yeah.
So,
Even for those people watching the podcast, you wouldn't be able to
no,
see below the
it all
table.
depends how I get out of my boot and whatnot, and then you can accelerate it from there. Sure. You've been a boot wearer.
I've been a boot guy.
Yep.
Mine took 6 months.
Yep, we zoomed you when you were down in
Some
the
of our
dumps.
Great
was
pod.
that yeah that was
One of the better ones.
dressing gown.
That made your top 3 over Danielle's, remember?
I don't think I put that in.
Yeah.
And Danielle knows we spoke that one out.
Speaking of Danielle,
Sure.
how was the round? How was Spud round?
It was awesome. It was weird being on the other side of the fence. Sort of I went out on the ground with the girls and
Yeah.
had that pre-game moment. And
Do you
It's just
think
weird.
people know, like
We
the
had this,
general
yeah, this is
football public know that you're dating Danielle? Would let's say I'm reckon like 30,000 there. Let's say 20 of the 1,000 sitting there going, why is Angus Brayshaw out on the ground?
I reckon-
Which would have been so awkward.
yeah, 100%. There was a high proportion of, and you know the people that sit on the race, that love their footy, so they know what's going on. But they had no idea, I don't think, that I was with Danielle because they were just, if they had any idea, they're probably not trying to get me for a photo when I'm walking out with Danielle to do the 2-minute silence,
Yeah.
bit of respect sort of thing. And they were just hanging over the rafters, loving it.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have worn your helmet. Should have left that
Anyway,
home.
yeah, well, I mean, I actually got some good feedback about how I
Actually, did you see what he was wearing? He was wearing a trenchy down to his ankles.
No.
It looked good.
wasn't a turtleneck, so
Wow.
Gibby
No, but
probably
it's still a
didn't,
statement.
didn't come up on Gibby's radar, but it wasn't.
Trenchy to ankles is still a statement.
Well, we went to the president's lunch first, dinner. Sorry, and you have to dress up in there. You can't trackies and jumper, which is my usual go to. So I had to put the jeans on and had the
All jokes aside,
overcoat.
before we go to Gibby, the day was a success.
Yeah, they raised a heap of funds, and the sort of keeps gaining momentum. They sort of look at, it's interesting. It's the week after MND, but they sort of look at the way that has built and built and built. And they're sort of on a similar trajectory from this is their second year, so it was a special night, and the girls mean so much to them, so it was good.
And the centre's open and running. And isn't it?
Right open. We might even discuss a little friend of the podcast type of thing potentially. We can do. They got a heap of meeting rooms.
You want to do a podcast at St Kilda?
No, at the Danny Frawley Centre, it's a different thing, mate.
Okay, sorry.
Anyway, maybe not then. Gawny hated that.
No. Well, apparently there's an off-site location rumour.
There
next
is.
week. Can we drop that?
Yeah, you can drop it if you like. It's not confirmed, but
What's that?
We might be at the Sporting Globe next week. I swear you were in that meeting before the podcast started about going to Sporting Globe. No?
Piss
I
off.
don't think.
We might do a Sporting Globe next week.
Yeah, there you go. No, I hadn't heard that. What, the meeting that I never come to because I'm always late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Important thing this week is, for those watching, we're in pink beanies. There's pink footies around. It's breast cancer game, which it's the 18th year of this partnership between the club and BCNA. So
18th year, did you say?
Yeah, and it's the first time we'll be at crowd since 2019. So good opportunity for fans to wear their pink and get down Thursday night against the Lions.
So talk me through what is happening. Like
So-
if there's no field of women.
No, so it's a virtual one.
Yep.
So $25 to sign up for that. And
How much was that, sorry?
$25.
Oh, so you
for
can
a
get
virtual
half a
sign-up.
t-shirt or
But you
virtual
can't get a
sign-up. Yep.
t-shirt anymore. As
all
they're
sold out, of course.
So pink socks we'll be wearing. Guard of Honour. It's all happening Thursday
Pink
night.
socks are good. I like the pink socks.
Yeah,
I've still got every pink sock that I've had.
We
I've
still
got every
have pink,
beanie as well.
yeah.
The beanies last year were an absolute belter. These are on par.
We've had 4 beanies in the last month.
Yeah,
Nah.
lots of beanies. We played some cool games.
M&D, yeah, awesome stuff.
And New Era. They're the providers of our actual beanie. So
Yep.
good friend of ours.
Are they? Okay, well, we'll
Yep.
get on to Sparks. We'll get Sparks to link up.
We
and,
like
we'll
New
sort
Era.
that.
We like Green Zone, but we love New Era.
Wore the Green Zone termite hat out the other day. Got a lot of love for it.
Did you?
Yeah,
like
in the
out-
wild. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And
Yeah.
people.
I think someone said day to be a termite or something, and I was like, yeah, it is. You have to delete that, but it was awesome.
One thing in the works is we wanted to sponsor someone, a player sponsor, through the podcast.
Well, sorry, that's what I wanted to
We've
talk
got some
about.
options.
Because
Angus is up.
He's excited.
this was, I couldn't, it must have been that meeting that I missed because we had been working on a 2-for-1 bronze
We
sponsorship.
talked about
Yep.
getting $1
A dollar
from
donation.
5,000 people to do the $5,000 platinum one.
Did we?
Yeah. Logistics
It
is
came out of
air?
your, I reckon it came out of your mouth.
You were kidding. I thought I was talking about just raising, like we'd go half and half with,
No.
we'd pay for the, okay, well, maybe
Yeah,
I'll go back and listen. What
we
we're doing
want
the
we
platinum
want
one
fans.
now,
Well,
are
we got 10,000 followers.
Can
so
are we allowed to?
half.
Have we been given the tick of like? Are
Yeah,
we allowed
look,
to raise some funds to do
Yep, absolutely. It's going to be hard logistically to get that money. Maybe
I'll just come into the game and swing by.
Max isn't playing, so you should go around
Yeah,
with a shake
you
of
just-
tin
Yeah.
pre-game, get a dollar
Shake the
from
tin.
a few fans.
Okay.
But we've
And-
got names, we've got options, and we've got prices for platinum, gold, silver, bronze.
Can you read them out?
So platinum, and for anyone listening, they might want to go in by themselves and help
No.
some of these
Settle
people
down.
out.
Settle
too.
down.
James
anyone
Harms,
listening?
platinum, available. That's a good one.
See you, mate.
Fraser Rossman, James Jordan, Majak Dor,
Nope.
Deacon Smith,
Nope.
Dan Turner.
There he is.
Maxie Turner. He looked good on the weekend, didn't he? He looked until he shattered his face, but that was a good debut performance. And
There's an odd one out in that. What? Someone
There's
snapped
also,
harms.
yeah,
surely.
also Joel Smith, Luke Dunstan, Judd McVie, and Andy Monners Wakefield,
Knuckle-
all
Knuckles.
for platinum.
so my understanding was that Knuckle, Judd McVie, and Disco Maxie Turner had no sponsorship.
we were considering doing the bottom level, but I
Yeah.
think that's been
So
snapped
Bailey Laurie's the only one with a
up. Yeah,
bronze
that's been
available.
snapped up.
Oh, they
Bronze
snapped
is
him up.
1,645.
We missed the opportunity. We sort of sat on our.
We probably
Dan
shot
Turner
ourselves in
silver is available.
So he got bronze and gold and
It was a
platinum.
pretty good couple of weeks in the VFL. Did you see it?
Far out. When was that? We did that function no longer. That couldn't have been more than 3 weeks ago. Anyway, so who
So-
we got? Who are we looking at? Disco. It feels like a disco.
Disco.
Let's go for platinum. We got to
Yeah.
work out the best way to get $1 off 5,000 people.
Well, yeah.
If anyone's got any
I'll
ideas,
leave
Send your BSB. I'll give you. We'll put your BSB in a
send us
account.
an email and CC Gil as well, so we can just work out if we're allowed to.
Yeah, sure. Who is the person to go to?
Ken Wood. Ken
Sure.
Wood's the man of the AFL. Make sure we're
Come
not.
on, Kenny. I know he's listening.
Good to see the checks made it.
It has. They love that check. We could just use that, can't we? Just, here you go. Take this. We'll take 5.
And we'll put 20 into the wall.
Oh, gee whiz. So we are doing a platinum sponsorship. $5,500.
We'll work out.
We'll make it happen.
We'll make it happen.
Stefan always told me we weren't allowed to talk cricket on the podcast.
Yep.
He's not here.
He's
He's going
not
to
here
talk
anymore.
cricket. Good finish, New Zealand, England.
Good test series.
Besto, big 100.
Besto and
He's
Stokes
tough as
did well.
nails, Besto, isn't he?
Yes.
Good batsman.
Yeah, he is.
Just a good,
Yeah,
hard,
I agree with that.
He played one day.
I do agree with that.
One day style.
Yeah, he
Day
was-
5 in a test. And
slapping him around. Good on him.
Who were your votes?
My vote this week, Jace, you've caught me on the fly here.
You didn't think about your vote.
No, I hadn't done it. I'll be honest with you. This is one of those ones that,
Well,
and it
do you
doesn't
want me
always
to-
do you
happen.
want me to start? Give you a minute.
Yeah, I'd be interested to hear what you said.
I'm going disco. Just because
easy.
he's not a friend of the podcast yet, and he feels like he should be. So if we can get him to win this, he will naturally come on the podcast. It was his first game. He got smashed in the head. I think he deserves a bit of recognition.
Mine's Hibbo because he's coming on. Yours?
Yeah, that's a great point. Mine is going to be this week. I'm going to give you the vote.
Okay.
Oh,
Max Gawn.
You're the leader
I'm
now.
I'm now. Me and Tata are both on 2.
Oh, really? You had one already?
No,
I
I've
feel
already
bad
written it
about
down.
that. Yeah, too late. I loved how you went after Ginnivan, similar to how Green Zone go after termites.
Yeah.
You went to the edge of the playing field, which is what they do. They go to the edge of your homes
Yep.
and they take them all out. So, Green Zone termites for your termite needs.
Hibbo's been waiting outside for 10 minutes. Do we bring him in?
Yeah, bring him in now.
I'm
We'll
done.
You're done?
go
Thanks for having
to a break,
Yep.
and then we'll bring it back from there.
Sweet. Now, Gus, we all know the team at Zurich Insurance are proud sponsors of the Gus and Gawny podcast.
Yes, absolutely. Huge supporters of the pod. I think they were our first sponsor and certainly our first platinum partner, which is a
platinum.
huge result.
Yes, and they've also been on board as a co-principal partner of the club since 2018 and have been protecting Australia for over 100 years.
That's right. They provide insurance for individuals and families, plus businesses large and small.
Now, Gussie, we know you're a big fan of protection, rocking your helmet at every chance you get, so this is very on brand for you.
You're absolutely right. To see how Zurich can support you, head to zurich.com.au or contact your financial advisor or broker. We're back from a break where we've already mentioned Zurich as a great sponsor of us, so I'm not sure if we're going to double down. Are you feeling the double down?
We have our technology group behind the Gus and Gawny actually put an overlay of Zurich on, so we don't have to thank Zurich, but we then go over the top and still
Thanks
thank
Zurich anyway. So thanks to Zurich,
They're a
obviously.
wonderful company.
They're the best. If you have any insurance needs, I know you need some insurance, Pig, sometimes. So
Life insurance.
life insurance. Get yourself over to Zurich. We've also got a long list.
Sporting Globe. You've been to the Sporting Globe?
I have.
Yep. The
Great.
Morty Alec, Richmond, Knox.
They're
Geelong.
everywhere.
I shouldn't have started that because I don't know where they all are.
Then
And then obviously Lay Day,
Clutch and Co.
East End, Oliver Lock, Squash,
Squash,
Termites,
BFI, Ballyfritch Electrical.
Little Bridge Cafe, thanks to
Yeah, of course, Nazim.
Nazim.
I know he's listening. We've
And,
also got
Bundy Sticks.
Bundy Sticks.
Bundy
are us.
Sticks, thanks to Matthew Whelan.
Yep, get 10% off your 50th Bundy. Yeah, there is. There's Bega Fasteners and Industrial Fittings with banners. You get 10% off your 1,000th nut or something. So
Tomo gave us Guzman and Gomez.
Gomez.
which is a little
Haven't
bit more
worked anything out
commercial.
there, but we're here with Michael Hibberd. If you've looked at the episode list, you know who the guest is. Thank you very much for coming on, Michael.
Thanks for having me, boys. It's about time.
So yeah, surprisingly haven't had him on.
Which is, that it's incredible because this man's got stories coming out of it just about everywhere. You've also got a few little business interests we can add to that list.
We may as well plug them every week now. You're plugging every other business.
Oh, yeah.
F45
we
Frankston.
need a good deal.
Yeah.
Free.
No, not
No,
free,
no,
just
no,
a deal.
no.
And it works both ways.
I'll give you guys a month's membership at F45 Frankston. How's that sound?
No, that would be all right.
Gus?
It's a bit over the
extra
top.
work.
in
Probably a
terms-
little bit over the top.
I
I'm
mean,
thinking
you give an example of a deal that we have.
So here you go.
and that
Here's
might
Gawny,
soften it.
you've been at the catch in Carnegie.
Yeah, I've been there
A couple
for
of free flakes.
for a flake. Yeah.
is that a little fish and chip joint. So, for example, this might be a
Family
deal.
business.
If you buy 20 fillets of flake,
Yes. You'll get one.
you get
free.
10% off. That sort of stuff.
That's a good deal.
So if you prepay for a year's membership, you'll get a day free in the
You get the
following
first
year.
week of January off.
Yeah.
Deal.
Okay,
Deal?
done.
Yeah.
We can
So
write that down.
Write it down.
All right, you're
So-
in the list.
You might hear from Sparks. He's our commercial ops guy, and we'll just confirm that. But it's good to have you on, mate. It's been too long. How have you been?
I've been good. Yeah, it was good to finally get back in the team last week, but shocking result for us. But I'm glad to be on here and glad to be back playing.
Fun. I just want to go back to F45 quickly. Something's alarm bells going on in my head. Hibbo's in an F45. I remember I used to like.
Nah,
every now
that's
and
no
then-
good, mate.
every now
What's
and
that
then-
supposed to mean?
You're better than that.
Nothing. Every now and then I'd see Goody in the off season,
Mm.
and he'd go through. If you ran into any players, how are some of the guys going? Like, how's Gus going? I said, I ran with him a couple of weeks ago, going well. I'd be like, how's Maisie going? I'm like, yeah, good. Ran with him the other day, he's going well. And then I'd be like, I haven't seen Hibbo, and Goody's like, all good. He owns an F45. I'm sure he's down there doing it all. I'm like, you've bluffed Goody. But you had to spend money to bluff
Jeez,
him.
you've gone deep. You've gone deep. I've got to con the coach here. I'll spend 50 grand on him.
It's a deep seed I've planted. I've only been in the gym about 3 times.
Do you know where it is?
No. Nah, it's in Frankston somewhere.
So you're back from the injury. What was it? Calf. Couple calves.
Very, very
Baby
niggly
cow.
calf. I did it the first time at the North game, practice game out here at Casey.
Yep.
And then just kept repeating a few extra ones. I did about 4 times, just little ones, but just niggled me for a while. It's probably the most frustrating injury I've had because you feel your calf and everything you do, walking, jogging, and it took me a while to even jog without feeling awareness. But I'm very confident now that I'm not going to do another one. Touch wood, and the rest of the year, let's go.
Reoccurring soft tissues are by far the worst injury you can have. That Cook Nathan Buckley didn't it? By the end, I swear he kept doing hammies.
Well.
Yeah.
Or hammy.
Well, you're getting a bit on, aren't What are you, 31 or 2?
You're only as old as you feel, mate. And, and
What's
as
enough?
old as you act, and in that locker room, I act as young as anyone else.
I've only known calves aren't a popular injury. Like, they don't happen that often. I've known 3 since I've sort of been in football, and they've all been Jordan Lewis, Nathan Jones, and now you, all at the wrong side of 30. I'm not jumping at things. I'm the
Yeah,
wrong side of 30 as well. So
I'd like to think I'm a little different. They lost their pace a long time ago.
Yeah,
I've
they
still
did.
got it.
You're
I've
quick.
still got it.
You're
So-
quick,
You're getting
aren't you?
quicker.
Yeah, I'm getting quicker with
You'll
my
have
age.
Charlie
I'm
Cameron this
Benjamin
week,
Button. Am I allowed to say that? I think
Well-
I'll find myself on him if he's the deep forward. Yeah, and
Jeez. Are you allowed to say it? Then you went into more
you go.
logistics.
well, if he's the deep forward,
I kept it really broad, and then you just went
And we
right.
all know I generally take the deeper, craftier forwards.
Yeah.
So if he's down there,
Well,
I'll
it's not
find
going
myself.
to
on
be
him.
Salem, is it?
Nah, what's wrong with Salem?
Salem plays nice and high.
Yeah.
You drive fires today, Max.
No, that wasn't a drive. Salem plays
Gus,
high.
Gus,
Back
play
in.
on him,
You
mate.
could, I could play on him.
I'm
quick.
I might ask you to at one point if he's getting a bit nippy on me. So
But they got a few. Lincoln McCarthy.
yeah, Bailey. He's
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
handy.
Bailey, yeah.
He's very handy.
He kicks bags.
He does. He
Zach Bailey.
gets off the chain. He can be pretty damaging.
You're a family man, Hibbo.
I am. Yep. Sonny's 16 months now, so she's
She taken after her mum or her old man?
she looks pretty much identical to me, unfortunately. But hopefully she grows and looks like Anthea in some time. But she's awesome.
Are you matchmaking? Is it too early to matchmake?
Matchmate? No, it's too early. Yes.
'Cause
No, I'm her match for the rest of her life. She'll be no other.
Have you seen George's eyes?
George's not going anywhere near
George's
her.
eyes.
He's a beautiful boy,
Yeah,
George.
But the unfortunate thing with George is he's currently the size of a 16-year-old boy.
He's got the biggest head in the history of Victorian records. He's in
Oh,
the
Sonny.
100th percentile.
Well,
He's
Sonny
head
was off
size.
the charts, so her head was big. So she's a big girl too. She
The
can
issue I
handle
have
herself.
with George, and I think I said this one other time, is the other day I was watching. Sorry that I was watching today, the Today Show. I don't normally watch it, but I was watching today, and they were interviewing the tallest family in Australia, and it was mum, dad, brother, sister, and they're all 7 foot, and me and Jess were pissing ourselves. Oh, that's poor from us, pissing ourselves. But it was funny. It was like they were all talking about their height, and then we sort of sat back and gone, "Oh no, that's going to be us."
That's going to be you guys.
You guys.
That's gonna be us.
Give it a generation. Jess is all right. She's half normal, but the
Oh, 7 foot George, gigantic George. We should have picked a different name.
Jeez. Well, we just had a podcast on nicknames, didn't we? So
Yeah.
it's probably gigantic George is going to
Speaking
take
of,
off.
what nickname do you want?
Hibbo's good.
You like
Michael.
Hibbo?
Yeah, I don't. Who likes pig? I mean,
Yeah. There's a pig at every football club, you know that.
Yeah, but I like to think I'm not a pig, so
Yeah.
it's like the stigma's there. And I
And
don't like
is it the way you eat? Is that what it
I
is?
think
Or?
that's where it stemmed from a long
Yeah.
time ago, and it's just never left me.
And it come from Frankston or come from Essendon?
Come from Frankston.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you looked at, could have been the way you looked. Your days in Franga were,
I
what
did
the
look
hair,
like
what
a
was
bit-
going on?
I think that might have played a part to it. The
Your
dreadlock-
journey's unreal.
Pigs
if you
don't
think
have
about it.
dreadlocks. I don't know how that.
Yeah, well, but it just looks like
You
a
just look
grubby
like a,
little-
Yeah.
like a little
Yeah.
grub. And
I
we'll
feel
put the
like I-
photo up so everyone can see what we're talking about. But
Yeah.
your journey, is what I wanted to sort of touch on, is incredible. From your time in Frankston, then you go through Essendon, and then everything happens at Essendon, and then you're now a premiership player for the Melbourne Football Club. If you're looking back over your career, yeah, well done, Michael.
Ah, thanks, guys. There's
incredible.
a lot of sliding doors moments in footy, and I'm very grateful that I got drafted to Essendon because they gave me the opportunity. But even more grateful that I came here to Melbourne and to accomplish what we did last year. You look back. I haven't done it too much now because I'm still playing, I'm still involved. But I'm sure I'll look back at the end of my career and I'll be pretty happy about what I can accomplish. But I would have been happy with one game, and
Yeah.
I'm pushing around 180 now, and premiership player's pretty good.
Yeah,
Very
isn't it?
unique player to be able to go mature age. There's not many of them.
How old were you? 20.
I was just about to turn 21, so
Yeah.
yeah.
So mature age for one. 2, he's played at 2 clubs, which
Yep.
is rare as well. 3, he was able to do a European summer,
Yes.
which no other footballer has been able to do ever. And 4, won a flag. It's an
Yeah.
incredible 4 things that you've been able to do.
It's good. Yeah, when you look at it like that, the European summer was the silver lining for me. I guess that having a year off wasn't ideal in the peak of my footy. I guess at 26, but
All Australian too, you forgot to
Ah,
mention.
yeah,
Australian,
forgot the jacket.
sorry.
Jacket?
You've got enough of those jackets.
In
You
the
should
gap
know
year,
that I've
yeah.
got one as well. It's very good. Very happy with what I've accomplished. Hopefully, we can do a little bit more. Still got a bit of gas in the tank. I'd like to think.
A little bit of a deeper dive into the career. Do you ever think maybe you had a bit of bad luck at some point when you were young, broke a mirror or something? Because the Essendon situation, and albeit everyone has their own opinion, the Essendon situation, you end up missing out a year of football while it was going on, and then a year of football you had completely off. And then you've walked into 2 years of Melbourne COVID. So you've had 4 years that no other footballer really in the last 150 years has had.
Jake Melksham.
It's great. Well, apart from Jake, and then
Few
obviously
Essendon boys.
the 34 Essendon guys that were still playing.
Yeah, it is bizarre. I think after the COVID stuff kind of stopped, Anthea said something similar. Like, you've had an interesting career. The Essendon saga started in 2012. And
Far out, is that long ago?
and 2013, 14, obviously were the big years where it was in the media, and obviously missing 2016, and then obviously COVID. Last few years with us, there hasn't been many clear runs at a season during my 12 year career, but I wouldn't change it for the world. It's been an unbelievable experience, and now that we've accomplished something last year, hopefully we can go again this year. It makes it all more sweeter, I guess.
When we won the granny, not just you. Well, you acted like it was you. The run with the cup, was it planned? Because I saw your brother and Bernie there as well, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. They got themselves right down to the front row, and you just go running straight to them. It was classic.
Who'd you nick the cup off?
I think it was track out of track. Oh, I got a bit bored, and I was just very excited. Obviously, we were sitting in the middle, and it was like we were in purgatory. We didn't know what we were doing, what was next. We just celebrated, and I was like, I just grabbed it, and a rush of blood came, and I took off. And I just remembered my brother was in the pocket, and I remember heading towards the wing, and then I think I hooped around into the pocket. And my brother was sitting there, and he's trying to rip it out of my hands. And I thought, if I let go of this, I don't think anyone will see the cup again. So I ripped it back out of his hands, and then that started the lap with the players and getting around the fans. So who knows how long we would have been in the middle of the ground. And I thought I did everyone a favour by getting us to the boundary. Yeah.
Well, good on you, Michael.
He's come a long way from, and I'm not sure if you remember, Port Melbourne Bowls Club. Circa 2017. When did you come to Melbourne? What year?
I wasn't even at the club
then.
then.
What year was that? 2017?
It was in 2016, just before 2017.
So there's a rumour that Michael Hibberd's going to get a trade to Melbourne. Yep. Not even where trade period's still a couple of weeks away. We're not even anywhere near it.
Sure.
And all of a sudden, Melky gets a call. They're talking to Hibbo. Hibbo rocks up to our Mad Monday. Comes in, all the coaches there. Ruzi says hi to him, and we'll call each other around, by nicknames. You had to have a nickname, you couldn't call anyone by their first name. We're like, Hibbo, Michael, what's your nickname? And he goes, Jim. And we're looking at him like, why's it Jim? And he goes, that's where I told my wife who I was. That's his first impression on everyone.
Jim, I might get in trouble with this one.
Hopefully Anthea's not listening.
Speaking of things that's unreal, by the way. Golf. There's probably playing a little less golf as well. So you've straightened up. Yes. I've noticed a decrease in you out on the golf course, and it's starting to tell, Hibbo, because young Jake Bowers has got a hold of you.
Yeah. You've been sitting fifth for a while.
And quite comfortably.
There's a gap to the first four and there's a gap to the rest.
Yeah. Then goes me, then Daylight. But Bowser just caught me the other day. I think we're both off 8
He's playing at Elstonwick.
Yeah, that's what I said. I thought he was playing Yarra Bend or something, but that might be sort
Dog track. Go track, no matter which one.
And I'm playing at these, premier golf clubs,
venues.
Royal Melbourne's with Gus and, PK with Steve. And harder tracks, but Bowers has finally caught me. We're both on 8.5, and I don't get out as much anymore.
Sorry, I'll check that. I can't remember the last time I've seen you on a golf course.
Yeah, it's about once a month I'm getting out, and it's getting pretty hard to play the handicap. But I'm going to play tomorrow, and I'm hoping I get a flag round so I can go below Bowser.
Where are you playing?
PK, I think.
Goat track.
It's pretty good. It's
you
pretty good. It's a very good. He's a Royal Melbourne stiff.
I've just got standards. That's all.
There's Royal Melbourne or Royal Melbourne, and even any of the other.
Augusta National's not bad. Pebble Beach.
Do you worry
about? Have you ever played there, mate?
No, but I'm just saying. We're just talking about in the same sort of class.
You think so?
Do you worry about how people will perceive you sometimes?
Not often. Yeah. Not often. Certainly not around golf.
But Gus's handicaps come in from when I first started playing with you.
Yeah, I used to be a nugget.
You were off 21. And
slow down.
You were playing off 21.
Slow down a little bit there.
20.
Slow down. I reckon slow down for a second there, Pig. I was off 16. 16 for a bit.
Do you want anybody to slow down now?
Slow down. I think I was off 16 for a bit. And then that maybe went to 18 at Peninsula. I might have played off 18 once. I had one.
2 shots once when I was playing with you, but anyway.
You were going ordinary at one point.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just wasn't. I've always been a prodigious hitter of the Yagget, but it turns out it doesn't matter how far you can hit it. You actually have to put the thing in the hole, which is something I have a little bit of trouble with myself at the moment. So I'm still in front of you.
Well, it's a credit to you, mate, because you've come a long way and you're well into the single.
Look at us, Hibbo. You started at Frankston and now a premiership player.
Believe it or not, this is the shortest amount of time we've spent on golf for the whole podcast. Anyway, we usually get a good 20-minute segment.
Probably take that into account. All right, move on.
I'd change the topic.
Sure.
Did you know? I mean, this has nothing to do with anything. I just read it down. That there's a D in fridge, but not in refrigerator.
I see. I don't know why you picked it for Hibbo to come on, because the two of you aren't exactly English professors. I did hear that from you the other week and thought
there's
that was incredible.
D in fridge, but not in refrigerator.
Oh, I've never thought about it, to be honest.
Yeah. You know how to... and it's
give me a second.
Yeah, sorry. And another fun fact just about myself as well.
Sure.
I mean, it's probably suits Hibbo because he's from the Frankston area. Are you into Aussie hip hop?
No.
Aren't you?
No. What? Is that what Frankston people listen to?
I'm
not from Frankston
Aren't the
anymore,
Hoods
mate.
from Frankston?
The Hoods.
Hilltop Hoods, are they from Frankston?
No idea.
Sorry, you called them the Hoods.
Yeah, sorry, I'm in the scene. As you about to hear, I'm in the scene. I had a concert last night with Illy.
Yeah, right.
Do you know who Illy is?
Not. I've heard of it.
Catch
Heard?
22,
He?
Paper Cuts.
Nah.
Quite popular.
I reckon if
Maybe I am aging more as this podcast gets on. Go on.
Mad Melbourne supporter. Anyway.
Is he?
Yeah, the only thing, like I got a lot from it, but I got, you know, like the whole, I don't want to bore everyone, but like there's no albums anymore. So musicians get money basically from concerts and that's it. But they do get a little bit of money from Spotify. Guess how much per stream?
How much? A cent.
0.0007 cents
Well,
per stream.
wow.
You get 1 billion streams. Are you doing
Yeah.
all right then?
What do you say Harry Styles gets?
If you got
700k from one song.
well, 1 billion streams is $7 million.
That's pretty good.
You're doing all right.
You can get a few songs.
You're making a song, yeah, exactly.
That's good, maths.
Yeah, man. So what, you met Illy, did you?
Yeah, I met Illy. It was
Yeah.
fun.
How many streams have they got?
And we
About 150 million. So he's got about $1 million.
I made a bet with him.
Go on.
Go on.
I said if we go all the way this year,
We don't like punting, by the way, on this
Yeah.
podcast. So
if we gamble responsibly.
Responsibly.
it's not great with English, mate. Refrigerator, that sort of stuff.
I'm looking at his notes.
If we go well this year, and obviously go all the way, Illy will somewhere perform. I doubt it'll be. I'm not sure if he get the MCG gig, but he'll be performing somewhere. And I said I'll do the Vera Blue part in Paper Cuts.
Okay.
And so Vera Blue sings like she's a feature in the Paper Cuts. And
Right.
so we sing together. That'll be a nice.
That
nice
would be
touch.
nice.
Well, you know Hibbo's going to be there no matter what.
I'll
So
be there. Front row.
front row in
Yeah,
there,
you love
mixing
your-
it up.
You love
Pint
your,
in hand.
you love your Aussie hip hop.
Yeah. I'm
Yep.
historian of Aussie hip hop.
Name another other than Illy or Hilltop Hoods.
360.
Wow, well done. Good work.
Well, that's all we've
That's
I've
all,
got.
yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
probably, look,
I went
as
on
you
a
can tell,
tangent
when Gawny starts talking about Aussie hip hop, we can pretty much guarantee there's not a hell of a lot else to talk about, Hibbo. So thanks very much for coming on, mate. And thank you for the sponsorship. So we'll be floating around Frankston.
We'll get that on paper. We'll sign the contract.
I don't like talking about rival podcasts, but I will. Nearly Meadows does a podcast.
How do you know about that?
Ordinarily speaking.
Ordinarily speaking.
You been on it, haven't you?
And
I've
Michael actually has I call him Michael because he's serious in this one. And he goes into his career and last year and every hurdle that he's gone over. It's one of the better interviews I've heard. So if you did like the little middle bit when we got serious with Hibbo, there is a really good 45-minute deep dive into Michael Hibberd.
that is a good snapshot of what I've been through and my career. So I think I've posted on my Instagram somewhere. And ordinarily speaking, she actually interviews a lot of sportsmen, been through some heartache and got a lot of resilience. So yeah.
So disclaimer: once you finish with Michael's episode, come back to
Of
Gus
course.
and Gawny.
Yeah.
Thanks, boys.
Leave it alone. Thanks for coming on, though, mate.
No,
Great
thank
stuff.
you.
All right.